Is that okay? Okay. Do you think?
Mm.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, cool. I'm gonna the mini little toilet break. I'm gonna cut that in. I'm gonna cut a little bit of that out, but I might leave in bits what I said,
I think
and I'll
so.
certainly leave in the after bit. So, all right. This little bit. This is now where we can go completely side quest talk. But I am
Sure.
interested to know. I mean, I would guess that the answer is Instagram because that's the only platform you gave out. So I would think that that is your favorite in social media platform. But yeah, elaborate for us.
Instagram, I honestly, Instagram's been the platform where I've made all my money, right? It's been the
Yeah.
platform where I've booked clients. The majority of my clients is like my bread and butter. But it's not the platform that I've grown quickest on or like gone viral on. That's definitely been
Mm,
TikTok. On TikTok, I've had I've got more followers on my TikTok. Not that many more anymore because I don't put so much time in it. But I grew followers quicker there, and I've got a secret like Stoma page where every video gets nearly 1 million views. Like TikTok is the place if you want to grow and you want to go fast. Like
yeah.
I know I can do it over there, but I absolutely hate it for my business because the DMs are so rubbish. I love Instagram the most. Even though LinkedIn's DMs are fine, but like I think the DMs of it on Instagram keep me there and keep me kind of ringing that bell, especially for service based businesses. I think Instagram's a really good shout for me anyway. That's why I like it.
I always tell people Instagram's my favorite. That's always where I've always kind of hung out. Even
Yeah.
though for like my line of business, LinkedIn would be much better because I'd be looking for
Mhm.
sole directors and sole consultants.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've always had more fun on Instagram, and I think like as you just said it, I think it is because of the DMs.
Mm.
Because you can do so much in there. I had a TikTok. I've got a TikTok. I started it when I started, well, just before I started the podcast, so that I could share them on there, these clips.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, and I know that organic reach is better on TikTok than it's better than Instagram. If you're listening, Adam, sort that out. Um, but it's like my phone keeps going off over the last few days, and it's I can see it's a TikTok notification, and it says Radmin in brackets, so I know it's not my personal account on TikTok. And then it says like a little message, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I go into TikTok, and I can't find what it was. And my 12, nearly 13-year-old daughter came home from school yesterday, and I was like, "Have you sent me something on TikTok?" Because it said something about Radmin, I'm proud of you, and I was like, "What is this? I don't know what," and I can't find it. And she's like, "I don't know." I was like, and anyway, I caught it today. It was a different one, and it's basically sponsored content that's popping up as a notification, and it makes it out like it's a DM, but it's actually not. It just takes you to someone's video.
That's why I just have my notifications turned off for everything all the time. I can't deal.
Yeah, but I sat there scratching my chin yesterday, like, why she sent me a message? She's supposed to be in school. What's going on? What was this message about?
Mm.
Yeah, so it is weird, TikTok. I even had to say, like, I was like, where is the messages?
I know.
Um,
Messaging on TikTok's horrific. It's awful. But I don't think the platform cares about that.
No. And then messages as well. Well, not messages so much, but layout. I was on LinkedIn yesterday, on the mobile version, and I was like, gonna send. I was gonna post a story. Not post a story. What am I talking about? I was gonna post a post.
Yeah,
Actually, a video because you can do that on LinkedIn now. And I
you
like,
can.
I was like looking, and I was like looked at the center of the screen where you normally find the plus, and now it
Mm.
says video there. And I was like, where? How do I
Fucking
do a post on LinkedIn
hell.
on my phone? And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like up the top where the search bar is, and then it's over to the right there, but it's not the furthest right because that's messages. And I was like, oh, it's
It's very
there.
clunky. Clunky and
So
weird.
I posted my my LinkedIn video,
Yeah.
and then I went to work on site for a client, and they had to do a LinkedIn post.
Right.
And then she said to me, she said, what's going on? Why can't I find how to post a post on LinkedIn? I was like, look at the search bar, and then it's the first one on the right. And she was like, oh, how'd you know? I was like, because I posted something on there this morning. And I was like, what? Why can't they have a simple plus somewhere just so you
I
can do a
know.
post?
I never go on the LinkedIn app at all. If I ever use LinkedIn, it's just on my desktop. but Instagram and TikTok are the app versions that I use.
Yeah, I like it, and obviously, big fan of Instagram. That's where all the fun stuff happens, including Instagram lives. Um, I want okay, two things, and then I might let you go for the day.
All
So
right.
one is salesy people, hate them, and two is along the lines of Instagram lives, it's Twitch. So starting with one then. You get connections on LinkedIn, and it used to be just kind of LinkedIn. I never had any real problem with Instagram, apart from you get the occasional bot on there, which is like, oh hey, I work for Pamela Anderson's jewelry line. Send her a message, and you can be an affiliate seller. And you're like,
Mm.
yeah, okay. And then I'm just like, no. But now I find on LinkedIn, especially though I have had it on Instagram is people as LinkedIn, it's quicker. They connect with you. They send you a quick message. Oh hey, thought we could connect, and then they connect, and then you leave it like a day, and then you get a message like, oh hey, been checking out your profile, and it could do with some optimizing. How about I sell you my course on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, or I do you a 3 hour coaching session at £900.
It's awful. It's unsolicited advice.
It is. It's like, don't jump in here selling me my stuff, selling me your stuff. Get to know me, wine me and dine me first, or at least lube me up a little before you try shoving it at me.
Mm.
Um, I had one yesterday that was like, oh hey, I see we're in the same groups. I love connecting with mums and entrepreneurs. And I was like, huh,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, I'm a dad, and I'm a big part in my daughter's life, but I'm not a
yeah,
mum.
yeah. No.
I was like, I don't recall being in any mumpreneur groups. They drive me up the wall, and then you get the whole like not fake friends, but it's kind of people kind of try and
They're just
warm you up.
messaging you so they can work with you so they can get money out of you.
Yeah, and it's like hey, how are
Yeah.
you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, yeah, doing this, doing that. What have you got going on? How's your quarter going? Yeah, no, my quarter's going okay. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? I'm going to cut to the chase. Do you want to buy my £5,000 coaching course or
It's
whatever?
awful. It's
And I'm
awful.
like, what?
I know. I built my business through selling and through having conversations, but it's never been unsolicited. So the way I do it is I post content. I
Mm,
launch all the time. I love a launch. I say all the time. I I do, if I sell a product, if I've got a new offer coming out, I'll do a launch around it, and I do an 8 day or 2 week activation in this launch. And in this launch, I include a lot of questions, and I do a lot of screening, asking people to like vote on a poll or comment below if you're interested, and that gives me permission to go in and tell you more about this offer because you've told me that you were
mm,
interested. And even if it's a no, or even if it's da, 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 I always do permission based salesy
yeah.
conversations in the DMs. I hate when I get, and my LinkedIn is inundated with it as well. You get a
Mm,
message from someone that's like, you can tell from the first kind of thing that they're there just to sell you something. They're not there to chat to you, even if they don't sell something in the first message. It's
mm.
awful. It doesn't make
I
any sense to me.
no, I once called someone out on it. I screenshotted it and I coloured the picture out and I coloured the name out and I was like, love these. And actually, he saw the post and he messaged me afterwards like I was being genuine. I was like, oh, shut up! You're just trying to make me feel bad now.
Yeah,
Um,
don't.
but yeah, I mean, the ones where I'm out in the world for connections. Because ultimately, I'd I want someone to be like, if someone says to like Jess, do you know any guys with like this, 80s rad vibe, sidekick, your sidekick, professional sidekick man. You know anyone like that? And you're gonna go, yeah, Richard. I went on his podcast. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's part of my content club. Bloody bloody blah, all that jazz. Down the line, down the line. But and and that's the way I want to operate. So I like
Yeah.
making connections with people. I like talking to people on a not a daily basis, but message once a week, once a month, once every couple of weeks, or something
Absolutely.
backwards and forwards. And then when someone says to someone, "Oh, do you know anyone that does this?" Then you can be like, "Oh yeah, no, I know a guy that does that." Someone says to
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
like I'm looking for an Instagram coach or whatever, or a content coach, and I'm gonna be like, "Yes, it's fantastic. Go see her." That type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you get these connections or a connection request, or someone starts following you on your Instagram and then starts messaging with you, and then you think you're building up a rapport with them, and then like, bam, no, I'm going to cut to the chase. Do you want to buy my course? And I'm like, great. And then I'm like, well, what happens with the next person comes on? Is the next
Mm.
person genuine? Is the next person not genuine? Are they trying to sell me their, certain course, or is it like, are they
Mm.
actually trying to be friends with me so that I'm building more better building relationships? Because you got this whole, you're you're the average of five people, aren't you? So we're all out
Yeah.
there trying to better ourselves because we're all in the same field ultimately.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is the point I'm trying to make there. But it's like, so we're all there, like, well, if we get better business connections, we might get close with them. They might pull us up, or we might pull each other up, and stuff like that. But then you get these people that ruin it because they're out for themselves. Community, that's what I'm talking about. Boom, yeah, there we go, found it there. What's that? 18 minutes it's taken me to get to that point. I'm joking, it's not 18 minutes. Right, okay, I'll get off my soapbox on that now. Um, can you remember what my second point was that I said I was going to do?
There was being salesy and then Instagram lives. Was that
Instagram
the
Lives,
second
yes,
point?
that's it. Twitch, yes. So, yeah, so we were talking about Instagram Lives again. I know
Mm.
we've already talked about this at the beginning of the show,
Mm.
but I'm thinking. Someone said to me the other day, it was Alan and Emily from Yellow Tuxedo. I don't know if you follow them, or if you've heard of them, seen them, whatever. They're fantastic. They're a couple. They're online visibility. Sorry, digital visibility specialists.
All
So
right.
they help you with your eco. They call it an ecosystem, and then they took how about being online and everything like that. So
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
they've got a community that I'm a part of, and I know them. And they had a podcast. They've got a podcast, the Digital Circus Life podcast, and I was a guest on there. September last year, I recorded that with them, and I was actually one of their first published episodes. So,
Woo.
and they are one of the reasons that I actually had the push to then go and start this podcast. And Alan, I've backwards and forwarded with him quite a bit. So they were talking the other day because they watched one of my episodes, and it's actually the reason how I got to know them because my guest at the third episode, Matt King, he used to do quite a lot of Instagram lives,
Mm-hmm.
and they were on a live with him. And so then I saw them, and then I went to follow them, and then I, connected with them and joined their little their digital online community, and then we got friendly, and then obviously now I talk to Alan nearly every day. Um,
Mm.
so so yes, so they were listening to that podcast. Was that yesterday, the day before?
Yeah.
And then they went live on Instagram and said, we've just been listening to your podcast talking about Instagram Lives. What do you think on Instagram Lives? And I was like, as I understand it from Insta Coach Mike, lives are dead.
Right.
Um, so we talked about it briefly, and then they had to go off. But they said just before they left, and this is I'm tagged in the reel, so if people are still listening to me at this point, waffling on, then they can go and check that out on my grid somewhere. I'm tagged in it. I'm not collaborated. I'm tagged, so it's on the tagged bit. Um, so they said one back in the Instagram Lives days, 2020, 2021, just after that carousel period, for the benefit of you, because this is the first time I'm talking to you with it. We had those glory days of carousels, and then after that came Instagram Lives, and then video started coming in. IGTV, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Those two it might be, like I say, unfact checked. Memory's getting poor in my old age. Someone might need to go and check on that. But they were all around the same time. So Instagram Lives, they said one day they were just going to set up a camera or a phone and leave it streaming all day on Instagram Live. And I was like, in the Radmin Assist or Rad-Ventures or the Rad plan, whatever we're going to call the super business of Rad, of Richard and Rad. There is on there is written Discord server and Twitch. And so I was thinking that I might periodically just rock up on Twitch while I'm working. And obviously, I can't share my screen because of the confidential nature of some of the work that I do. And, just chat rubbish to people like this, like typey, typey, typey. Oh, hey, thanks, Penguin Lover 69. Thanks for joining me on the Twitch today. What you been up to? And then, you chat there. And then next thing you know, boom, Twitch affiliate. What do you think?
I think you would be very niche on Twitch. I don't think there's any other radmins on there. My partner's also really interested in starting Twitch streaming as well. For him,
Ah,
I think it's definitely becoming. It's not becoming. It is huge. It's a huge platform, and if you enjoy this streaming content, and you feel like even just having you as a body double will help you get a bit of work done whilst having this kind of conversation in the background, I think why not? Absolutely do it. If you enjoyed Instagram lives and you enjoyed doing that, but you feel like, oh, it's kind of no point, it's dead over there, you should definitely try it on Twitch.
I would think that live on Instagram for like 6 hours or something would be quite a long time. And Twitch could potentially be like it could be like because on Instagram lives occasionally it's like a cactus going through, or cactus blowing through, the old uh, tumbleweed. That's it, isn't it? And you're like looking at that guest count, and there's zero there. And then occasionally you get someone
Zero.
pop in, and you're like, "Oh, hey, someone's here," and then they
And
disappear as
they're
fast as
gone.
they popped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and so looking at that for like 6 hours would just have me on edge. Is someone coming? Do I need to start talking? Or, um, and plus, can you imagine trying to then post that as a reel? I wonder how that would work. I bet you run out of time on Instagram
I bet. I bet.
because they convert. How long can you have a reel on Instagram? Is it?
I have no
I know.
idea. But
I
I
think
know
I've
it would
done a
just
two.
post as an Instagram video instead of
Ah.
it'd be in the real format, but it wouldn't be classed as a reel. It'd just be a
Oh,
video.
okay. Because I've posted an Instagram. Well, I thought it was a reel, but it's clearly a video. For I think it was a
Yeah.
2 minute one I did once.
Yeah.
Um, too long for Instagram.
Mm.
But it went quite well on TikTok. Would you believe?
Well, there we go. Well, TikTok is
Yeah.
they like their long form content right now. 2 minutes being
Uh,
long form, but they're really pushing like over 10 minutes. You can even do over an hour on there now.
maybe I should start doing TikTok lives.
I think TikTok Live would be quite a good thing for you to have in the background. People like being like the background stuff over
Yeah.
there.
I think you should speak to your partner. I think what's he going to do on his Twitch? Is he going to play music and stuff?
He wants to do like gaming and like live producing.
Okay. So, well, if he needs like a compare for it, or like a narrator for while he's doing that, get him to hit me up.
You might.
I'll be
I
sat there with some notes. He can send me some notes, and I'll be like, "What's his name?"
will. Nate.
Sorry, we had a stall then.
Nate. Nate
Nate.
Notes.
My nephew's called Nate. And I could be like, and here we have Nate in his office watching, just about to produce on insert music software here. And we could see him cogitating on the correct notes right now. Oh, then, he could be like on COD or Fortnite or something like, oh, yes, double pump, 200 kill shot. Well done, Nate. Go on, man. We've got your back.
That is so fun. That is so
Or
fun.
I could read out the comments for him. So he could concentrate on gaming.
Let me share with you his Instagram so you can follow him, and I'll tell him that it's you.
Yes, I will
You
have a
guys should
look. And then if
definitely
he
have a
wants a
chat.
compare slash narrator on his Twitch stream, and then
Yeah.
we can like both grow. Then I'll get people
But
being
it
like,
might, give you a bit of accountability to do it together.
yeah, and he'll be like, oh yeah. People will be like, oh yeah, I need a music producer or a gamer, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm your man. And then they'll be like, where's your little sidekick man, your talkie man? And then I'll be like, get loads of, like talkie gigs. I'll be sat there like, so I tell you what, on Instagram Reels, I'm not sure if you've seen it. It might be more of a TikTok thing. Have you seen the old granddad that plays COD?
No.
Oh my god, he's like 80 or something. He's like ex special forces, like Navy SEAL or something like that, American guy, and he is amazing at it. He just headshots
See.
all the time, and he's just like talking to people as he does it. I'll send you one of the reels when they pop up next. But he's
Yeah,
just
send
amazing
it,
at it.
send it.
He's streaming it and he's talking, but these headshots that he does all the time, because he obviously knows about sniper rifles and stuff from probably his uh,
Mm.
interesting past. So he he showed you how to set the crosshairs on the game, and then he's like, if you shoot a bullet here, you can work out the wind and everything and the
Oh,
distance. And then next thing you know, he's like, boom, headshot. And he just sits there laughing at people all the time. They think they're hiding behind walls and stuff. And he's like, boom, headshot.
not with him.
Yeah. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. I will send it to you. I'll go and find one specifically. It might take me a few days.
No, when you do, when he pops up again, send it over to me.
Yeah, I will do. Right, cool. Well, I think that's a lovely time to wrap up, Jess. Uh, it's fantastic to have you on, and I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful talking to you. And I am gonna like now stalk Nate for a bit until we are Twitch partners.
You will be. I can see it. I can see it happening.
Yeah, we're gonna manifest it. I'm gonna set like a little.
Yeah.
I was gonna crack a joke about witchiness then, like a little sacrifice thing and all that. I
Okay.
can't remember
All
what they
right.
call. I can't remember what they call it. The magical thing. I'm gonna have to add this bit in now. The word escapes me as usual. Right, let's stop record, but don't go anywhere for a second because I need it to upload so that I don't lose the
Yes.
episode. Ah, yes, you've used
Okay.
Riverside before. All right, cool. So thanks for listening if you're still here, and thanks very much to Jess. And